Hey, Super Cruisers, it's Frank and Kevin from Cruising with Wheels.
And today we have episode 19 of Cruise News, where we bring you the latest from the cruise industry. So like I said, today we're talking about cruise news and what is happening in the cruise industry. What's our first story?
Well, the first story is really I'm kind of excited about, and it's about Carnival Cruise Line. Now, Carnival Cruise Line is helping to accommodate guests with special diets and food allergies. They're introducing their new Menu Mate food ingredient program. Now,
it's very interesting.
I know, and they're going to do it, as usual, like Carnival does, fleet-wide. Now, it's operated on a touch-screen tablet.
Much like an iPad.
Yeah, at all their food venues. And it supposedly is being billed as the first of its kind among major cruise lines. They're using some software from Certistar. Never heard of them, but thank you, Certistar. And as per Christine Duffy, who is president of Carnival Cruise Line, quote, making sure everyone is included in the fun and has the best experience possible.
My mouth is watering.
is extremely important to us. We're always looking for new ways to help our crew enhance our guest experiences. And that's exactly what this new program is going to do on our ships for those people with food allergies.
Now, Menu Mate can work in two different ways. The first is the staff will ask guests about their food allergies and enter the restrictions into the program, and the software then sorts through all the available options and displays allergen-friendly item selections.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah, that can be modified. So it's basically the regular menu that they can modify for those food allergies to exclude any allergens and options that should be avoided. Now, the program eliminates the need for guests to inform Carnival of any food allergies prior to their cruise. It also simplifies the back and forth process of conferring between guests, wait staff, chefs over the ingredients of menu items and potential substitutions.
I know, that's kind of cool. So you wouldn't have to fill out whatever their special needs form would be, because you're doing it directly right there on the ship.
Now the second way
second one is guests will also have the choice to enter in their own allergy and dietary information directly into the tablet and then order the best options that best suit their needs. Guests will also be able to find a Menu Mate tablet on display near the Lido buffet stations so they can research allergen-friendly options on their own. I think this is absolutely awesome and so next generation.
It's fabulous.
In terms of food allergies and really advancing.
Carnival's really trying to step up their game.
Yeah.
When it comes to food and the total experience of the guest. I'm noticing as their new ships come out, they're really trying to rebrand themselves from the party ship to a little more luxury.
It really cuts all that. It really just cuts all that back and forth. Tell the waiter tells the chef, and all of that. It's like, done.
Now, next up is Margaritaville at Sea Paradise. Now, a 30-year-old ship was rebranded Margaritaville at Sea Paradise, and basically it's an adaptation of the well-known consumer brand in cruise form.
Yes.
They're bringing it to the cruise industry. With a performance from famed singer Jimmy Buffett, the new cruise operation started its maiden voyage in May to the Bahamas, so it's already sailing. The ship is the former Grand Classica, run by Bahamas Paradise Cruise Line, and before that, the ship was the Costa's Neoclassica.
I know. I love how they just repurpose all these ships and You go there, then you go there, then you go there. Now, the cruise ship arrived at the port of Palm Beach, Florida on May 10th after undergoing an extensive refurbishment and rebranding during an overhaul at Grand Bahama Shipyard in Freeport. The iconic symbols of the Margaritaville brand were added to the vessel with the 5 o'clock somewhere bar, the 12 boat bar, the Land Shark Sports Bar, the JWB Prime Steak and Seafood, and a Paradise Casino, among others. Your favorite.
Now, this is a 1,680 passenger vessel, and it was launched with a short 2-day cruise between West Palm Beach, Florida, and Freeport in the Bahamas. And Margaritaville at Sea Paradise will carry 1,680 passengers, like I said, but they also have 600 crew that are aboard. And the line is building a Margaritaville at Sea Beach Club on Grand Bahama Island for the exclusive use of their cruise passengers. Now, both the West Palm Beach and Freeport terminals will also have Margaritaville at Sea signage, with the former offering a car valet service to make embarkation as easy as possible.
I want to see you say that 5 times real fast.
Margaritaville, Margaritaville, Margaritaville.
Passengers who want to combine a land trip with a cruise will find Margaritaville at Sea Paradise a perfect match. The company will continue current cruise and hotel packages with resorts on Grand Bahama Island, and also expand with offerings in the U.S. through the popular Margaritaville resorts. Now, Margaritaville has resorts in Hollywood Beach, Florida, as well as Orlando and other locations within Florida and nearby states. Good for you, Jimmy Buffett, you go.
Now, people, we're not done with Carnival yet, because the next story comes from Carnival Cruise Line. Carnival Cruise Line has just recently announced it would resume its Weddings at Sea program across its entire fleet this fall, with reservations for shipboard weddings and vow renewals open for sailings from September 2022 and onward. The popular program had been suspended since the start of the global health pandemic over 2 years ago. The last time Carnival offered the program was in March of 2020.
Yes. Now, Jeremy Schiller, Vice President of Operations for Carnival Cruise Line, says, quote, "For decades, Carnival has been the leading wedding operator in the cruise industry. So we're very excited to restart our wedding program for our guests who have been longing to celebrate their nuptials on board our ships. Creating special memories to our guests is what we do and who we are, and the time to help them live out their wedding of their dreams is now back." Again, you go Carnival.
Now, Carnival shipboard wedding programs offer the ability to tie the knot at sea or on embarkation day, allowing guests who are not sailing, right, with the vessel to come on board as well, or elect to join in a full Carnival cruise. Nice. So they can either go on the cruise, or they can, if it's a wedding that's planned on embarkation day, they come aboard, they see the wedding, and then they disembark. Now, Carnival offers the ability to tie the knot in select ports of call as well. There are wedding packages that are customizable and include the services of a wedding planner, along with music, decor, photography options, cocktail receptions, and more. Packages can be scaled from small, intimate ceremonies to large gatherings with family and friends.
Now, we have seen this when we were at a cruise terminal waiting to board a ship. There was a wedding party. We were sitting there, and they were all in purple, and that was the theme of the wedding. And we were like, what's going on? And of course, they were the first to go on board the ship, do what they had to do, and then they were done, and then we all boarded. So yeah, it's very exciting.
So there's just a little quick tip for you. If you want to be first on board, get married.
Well, that's a stretch.
Our next story comes from Crystal Cruisers.
Yeah, Crystal Cruises. Now, you all know the story. Bankruptcy, their cruise ships were seized, and all that kind of nonsense. But what was the end result of all of that? Well, the Crystal Symphony ship and the Serenity have finally been sold. The Symphony was sold for about $25 million, and the Serenity was sold for $103 million, according to sources in the Bahamas.
Now, the sales were done via auction, with buyers submitting their best bid in writing along with a 10% deposit. The buyer for the 2003 built Serenity was listed as CSE Limited, while the 1995 built Symphony was sold to a company called CSY Limited.
Now, no further details have been released on the buyer or buyers, but both ships remain in the Bahamas with V Ships Leisure, who was assigned to look after them throughout the whole bankruptcy process. Industry sources say that the $25 million price tag for the Symphony was a steal, while the $103 million paid for the Serenity was above expectations.
And I can't stress this enough with this cruise news that we have more Carnival Cruise Line
What the what?
news. And Carnival Cruise Lines, you know, is just like I said, they're rebranding themselves. All these things are happening with Carnival. Carnival Cruise Lines has announced that that the Costa Luminosa will join the Carnival fleet this September and will start guest operations as the Carnival Luminosa in November of 2022 from Brisbane, Australia. Now, the acquisition of the Luminosa is an update to the previously announced plans for Carnival to take Costa Magica, which will now remain at Costa Cruises. After this delivery, Carnival Luminosa will operate seasonally from October through April from Brisbane, then reposition to Seattle, where it will sail Alaska itineraries from May through September before returning back to Brisbane. The Luminosa is a sister ship to the 4 other popular Spirit-class ships that already sail for Carnival. So if you guys love those smaller ships, check out the new Luminosa, or the newly branded Luminosa.
Yeah, it's just really awesome. Things are changing now. Again, Christine Duffy, who is president of Carnival Cruise Line, says, and quote, "Our Spirit-class ships are very, very popular with our guests, and Luminosa will be a great addition given the large number of balcony cabins, which make her an ideal ship for this deployment. And equally important, this will allow Carnival to finally start our highly anticipated itineraries from Brisbane so that we'll have 2 ships operating in Australia for the high season down under."
Now, given the short timeline to Carnival Luminosa ready for service, the ship will go through some modest updates to change over from a Costa to a Carnival over the next few months ahead of the November service startup. The ship will not initially have all the Fun Ship 2.0 branded spaces that are seen across the Carnival fleet, and the entire vessel will be staffed by the Carnival Cruise Line crew.
Now, after that, could there be more Carnival Cruise Line news coming?
I think so.
Holy moly, because then they followed up with this whole teaming up with Costa Cruises and creating a new concept for Carnival's North American guests when Costa by Carnival debuts in the spring of 2023, and the Costa Venezia joins the Carnival fleet sailing from New York.
Woo!
Both brands are owned by Carnival Corporation.
And side note, you have sailed on the Costa Europa,
Yes.
so we have been in the Costa family
Yes.
before. And we're interested to see how this partnership is going to work. Now, the Costa Venezia, my mouth is not working today, will be followed by Costa Firenze, arriving in the spring of 2024 to sail from Long Beach. So our California friends can jump on that ship. Both ships are presently sailing in Europe, but were originally intended to operate in the Chinese cruise market, and Carnival will operate these ships, which will marry the great service, food, and entertainment that Carnival's guests enjoy with Costa's Italian-designed features.
Right, and that is going to be
That's going to be the interesting
yes
twist.
Because Costa is very European, very Italian, and a lot of us aren't used to that.
I love that.
I do.
Christine Duffy, president of Carnival Cruise Line, said, and I quote, Costa Venezia and Costa Firenze will bring Carnival's guests the ambiance and beauty of Italy.
Yes.
We're going to invite our guests to choose fun with Carnival, Italian style. This is an exciting opportunity for us to operate 2 additional beautiful Vista-class ships in the U.S. and bring a unique experience to those who love the culture, food, and vibe of Italy.
We do.
I'm thinking we need to book this.
I know. This is very, very exciting. Now, the ships will continue operating their regular Costa itineraries until they are assigned to Carnival for dry dock work and deployment. Deployment and itinerary plans are being finalized, with the Venezia announcement coming soon given the spring 2023 launch date. The Costa Venezia and Costa Firenze are sister ships to the Carnival Vista, Horizon, and Panorama.
Now, we haven't forgotten any of you virgins out there, because Virgin Voyages has decided to delay the launch of its 3rd cruise ship, Resilient Lady, amid the challenges facing the cruise and travel industries. Now, the vessel won't be debuting until the 2nd quarter of 2023, resulting in cruise cancellations for many, many guests. And the cruise line wants to make sure it can deliver a great cruise experience by delaying the launch. The ship was scheduled to debut out of Athens, Greece on August 14th of 2022, with the first sailing being a 7-night cruise.
Now, here you have where a major company says, if we can't do it 100% for our cruisers, we will delay the launch, we will lose money, because your experience on our ships is more important than this for us. So kudos to Virgin Voyages. They made the decision, again, due to challenges that face the cruise industry, including, of course, what everyone else is facing, supply chain obstacles and a level of regional uncertainty for international travelers in countries in Eastern Europe. Another reason for the delay is the launch is, again, cruise shortages, which is kind of plaguing most cruise lines. So when it comes to staffing the ship, it's based on government regulations and restrictive COVID entry requirements back into the United States.
Now, Sir Richard Branson, who owns Virgin Voyages, specifically stated, quote, "We had Scarlet Lady as the first, Valiant Lady as the 2nd, and Resilient Lady is our 3rd ship." And he has announced that the 4th ship's name will be Brilliant Lady, and her itineraries have yet to be revealed.
Look at those ladies. Now, Tom McAlpin, president and CEO of Virgin Voyages, added that the line could grow to almost 10 ships. Quote, "Tom, we also think the brand can grow. It's not going to be for everyone, but we certainly believe we can grow beyond 4 ships. We think 10 is probably the right place, but we'll do it very systematically and at the right place at the right time as we continue to build awareness of the brand." He added that in some cases, up to 30% of passengers are booking another cruise while they are on board.
Now, this is all the exciting cruise news that we have for you today from the cruise industry, and we want to thank you for joining us for this exciting cruise news. And we want to remind you that if you want to be in the know, you simply have to click that subscribe button. Don't forget to click that little bell to get regular notifications of when our videos go live and when we are live every other Sunday on YouTube. We're also on other social media platforms. Tell us where we are.
You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat.
Also, we have an email that you can use for any questions or comments. You simply have to email us at
cruisingwithwheels@gmail.com.
And as always, travel safe
and cruise often.